A very good morning to all our viewers. You're watching Rajya Sabha Television and I'm Smriti Rastogi with Breakfast News. And first, let's take a quick look at the top headlines of the day. Cabinet approves proposal to amend RTE Act for minimum qualification for teachers. National Highways project in Meghalaya and Mizoram also approved. Election Commission freezes AIADMK symbol ahead of the April 12th by-poll to RK Nagar. Sasikala and Paneerselvam factions express shock. Last date of nominations today. 5 people, including a police officer, killed in terror attack outside British Parliament. US President offers all assistance. India says no room for terrorism in democracies and civilized societies. And BCCI doubles annual pay of players. Pujara, Jadeja and Murli Vijay promoted to Grade A. A gamut of electoral reforms were discussed in Rajya Sabha on Wednesday. The BJP once again gave a push for simultaneous parliamentary and assembly polls. Several other ideas were also discussed, even though most of the focus stayed on the allegations of EVM tampering during the recent assembly polls in the 5 states.
Participating in a short-duration debate on electoral reforms, Rajya Sabha members called for bold reforms like state funding of polls and audit of election spending by political parties. Demanding a probe into BSP leader Mayawati's allegations of EVM tampering in the recently concluded assembly polls, members also sought the use of voter-verified paper audit trail machines. Expressing concern over alleged misuse of the media by political parties during elections, JDU leader Sharad Yadav pushed for media reforms and said that democracy was in danger as media is being controlled by capitalists.
Do not facilitate people to choose a right government. If democracy used as a tool to manipulate formation of a government, which has not been the true desire of the people, democracy fails to function in true spirit.
VVPAs लगाने के लिए आपको 2 साल लगते हैं, 2 से 3 साल लगते हैं. अगर आपने 2014 में किया होता तो अभी 2 महीने में या यूपी के इलेक्शन में भी ये लग गया होता.
24 घंटे पहले चुनाव के किस तरह से दूसरी पार्टियों के उम्मीदवारों तक को खरीद लिया गया, ये मैं जानता हूं.
सबकी तरफ से एक बात उठी है. मैं तो मानता हूं कि सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने जो कहा है उसको यदि पूरा किया जाए तो हो सकता है कि यकीन और विश्वास लोकतंत्र में और मजबूत होगा.
Our colleagues of this house who suddenly find that we are waiting for a commercial aircraft to take off or that is getting late, but they fly off in their private jets, they come and land and then take the helicopter and go off for the election meetings and cover 7 meetings, but we can do it only 1 or 2 at the most on road.
Over a period of 5 years, within a period of 5 years, it involves, the governance may come to standstill. That is point number 1, sir. Point number 2 is cripple the development.
BSP leader Satish Chandra Mishra accused the BJP of tampering with EVMs and demanded that UP elections must be cancelled.
ये पार्टी पावर में हो चाहे कोई पावर में हो, इसका यूज मिसयूज उसी हिसाब से होता है जो पावर में. और इसलिए इसमें अगर इलेक्टोरल रिफॉर्म्स इलेक्शन लड़ करके कोई आता है तो इसमें एक 10 शेड्यूल को भी हमको देखना चाहिए और उसमें देख करके उस पे अमेंडमेंट्स लाने चाहिए.
आज तक हर टीवी डिबेट में या कहीं भी ईवीएम पर कभी डाउट भी नहीं किया, क्योंकि और हमने, क्योंकि मैं मानता हूं कि देश के लोकतंत्र को, इतने लोगों के जनादेश को इतने हल्के में हमें नहीं लेना चाहिए.
Members also cited examples of developed countries which have challenged the use of EVMs in elections and opted for paper ballots instead. Panchanan Mishra's report for Rajya Sabha TV.
Meanwhile, the Lok Sabha on Wednesday passed the Finance Bill 2017. The bill with 40 amendments was passed by a voice vote. In the bill, the government has capped cash transactions at 2 lakh rupees instead of 3 lakhs. Besides, Aadhaar card has been made mandatory for filing income tax returns and has to be linked with permanent account number before July 1st deadline. Amendments to the Companies Act, the Employees Provident Fund Act, Smuggling and Foreign Exchange Act, Turai Act and Information Technology Act were also passed. The opposition, however, opposed the bill, saying that the amendments brought by the government should have been introduced as separate bill. The finance minister also said that the government will soon introduce GST legislations in parliament for approval.
एक एक व्यक्ति 5-5 पैन कार्ड बना ले और उसको टैक्स इवेजन के लिए इस्तेमाल करे, इसलिए आधार उसके साथ हमने जरूरी माना है। और इस देश में 98% एडल्ट्स के पास आधार है। आज 108 करोड़ से ज्यादा आधार इशू हो चुके हैं और जिस व्यक्ति के पास आधार नहीं है वो बेकार नहीं होगा। इसी में प्रावधान किया है कि या आधार नंबर दे दे या ये दे दे कि मैंने उसके लिए अप्लाई किया है। और कोई जिद ठान ले कि मैं आधार तो लूंगा नहीं और 5-5 पैन कार्ड बनाऊंगा और फिर टैक्स की चोरी करूंगा, उस रास्ते की अनुमति हम नहीं देने वाले हैं।
ये डिमोनेटाइजेशन से किसी को भी फायदा नहीं हुआ। ये आप एक प्रेस्टेज इशू बना लिए हैं और प्रेस्टेज इशू के लिए हर चीज आप डिफेंड करते जा रहे हैं।
मैंने सिर्फ ये जानना चाहते हैं कि हिंदुस्तान में हमारा इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर तैयार है कि हम सबको आधार से लिंक कर दें।
What is the tax treatment of agriculture income under the provisions of Income Tax Act? Is agriculture income completely exempt or not?
The Union Cabinet met last evening. Among the important decisions taken was the approval for the proposal to amend the RTE Act to make it mandatory for the teachers to acquire minimum qualification. The amendment will also ensure that the period of training will be extended for 4 years up to 31st March 2019. It will also enable in-service untrained elementary teachers to complete training to have minimum standard of qualifications. Meanwhile, the amendments in the Customs and Excise Act relating to abolition of cesses and surcharges on various goods and services to facilitate implementation of GST was also cleared. The amendments allow furnishing of information relating to import or export of goods to enable analysis and detection of cases of under or over-evaluation. Approval has also been given to National Highways projects in Meghalaya and Mizoram. The projects for development of 403 kilometers of national highways will cost 6,721 crore rupees. Also, a policy for granting extension to licenses of oil and gas fields like that of Cairn India on payment of an additional 10% profit share has been given. The policy covers blocks like Rajasthan oil fields of Cairn India. Cairn's exploration license expires in 2019 and the company had been seeking a 10-year extension. And here is more updates from across the country nationwide. 16 fishermen were arrested on Wednesday by Sri Lankan Navy in 2 separate incidents for allegedly fishing in their territorial waters. 8 fishermen from Nagapattinam district had ventured into the sea when the Lankan naval personnel took them along with their boats. In the second incident, 8 fishermen from Rameshwaram were also arrested by the Lankan Navy while they were fishing off Talaimanar in the island nation. The date for the elections to the 3 municipal corporations in the national capital was postponed by a day to April 23rd in view of the CBSE board examinations. The date for counting of votes has also been extended to April 26th. MCD polls were earlier scheduled to be held on April 22nd and the counting was to take place on April 25th. Making it clear that he personally had no objection to Navjot Singh Sidhu's continuing with television shows if it was constitutionally permissible, Punjab Chief Minister Captain Amrinder Singh said that he would wait for Advocate General's advice on the issue. Captain Amrinder Singh further said that Sidhu was a sensible and intelligent person and would have checked out his legal and constitutional position in the matter of working for TV shows after joining his cabinet as a minister. And with that, we'll slip into a very short break. More news and updates on the other side. Stay with us.
One of the most influential revolutionaries of Indian freedom struggle, Shaheed Bhagat Singh. Born into a Sikh family, patriotism flowed in his blood at the age of 13. When he formed Naujawan Bharat Sabha to spread the message of revolution in Punjab. In the wake of avenging Lala Lajpat Rai's death, Bhagat Singh and his associates coined the catchphrase Inqilab Zindabad. But towards the end of their rebellion, they had to pay a heavy price for their patriotism. Following the blasts inside the corridors of the assembly, both Bhagat Singh and Batukeshwar Dutt courted arrest. Bhagat Singh was sent to the gallows in Lahore with his fellow comrades, after which he was cremated in Husainiwala on the banks of Satluj.
Welcome back. The Election Commission has issued an interim order freezing the AIADMK party symbol. The order came after two camps of the party claimed the two-leaf symbol for the forthcoming assembly by-poll to the RK Nagar seat slated for April 12th. The camps are led by Sasikala's nephew and AIADMK Deputy General Secretary TTV Dinakaran and party rebel O. Paneerselvam. The poll body arrived at the interim order saying there is little time available with it to issue a final order as the last date for filing the nominations for the polls is today. Both the groups will be allotted different symbols as they choose from the list of the free symbols notified by the Election Commission. The by-poll is taking place as the seat fell vacant after J. Jayalalitha's death last year. The OPS camp has announced E. Madhusudhanan's name as its candidate for the by-poll in the RK Nagar. TTV Dinakaran is the candidate from the Sasikala camp. Both camps expressed shock at the Election Commission's order but vowed to fight it to retrieve it.
It's a setback, it is only an experience. And we will overcome this and we will come out with flying colours and we will get back our two leaves back.
On to some more news. Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath on Wednesday allocated portfolios to his Council of Ministers. Adityanath has kept the key Home Ministry with him. He also has the Mining Department, which was in news for allegedly being mired in corruption during the previous Samajwadi Party regime. Apart from that, he has kept over 36 departments with himself, which might be distributed later. The crucial Finance Ministry has been allocated to Rajesh Agarwal, a 6-time MLA and former Deputy Speaker of the Uttar Pradesh Assembly. Deputy Chief Minister Keshav Prasad Maurya has been given the Public Works Department, Food Processing, Entertainment Tax and Public Enterprises Department. The other Deputy Chief Minister, Dinesh Sharma, was given Higher and Secondary Education, Science and Technology, Electronics and IT departments. Former Congress leader Rita Bahuguna Joshi is in charge of Women and Child Development. Former BSP leader Swami Prasad Maurya was given the Labour Ministry and Dara Singh Chauhan Foreign and Environment. The newly elected Chief Ministers of Punjab and Uttarakhand met Prime Minister Narendra Modi on Wednesday. This was their first meeting after being appointed as the Chief Ministers. Though courtesy calls, these meetings are aimed at seeking centre's cooperation for their respective states. Punjab Chief Minister Amarinder Singh made a strong pitch for a loan waiver for farmers of his state in his meeting with the Prime Minister. He had earlier met Finance Minister Arun Jaitley too to seek financial support for crop procurement. He later called on President Pranab Mukherjee at the Rashtrapati Bhavan. Meanwhile, Uttarakhand Chief Minister Trivendra Singh Rawat also met the Prime Minister, who asked him to lay emphasis on fighting corruption in the state. Earlier in the day, Rawat met Finance Minister Arun Jaitley, Home Minister Rajnath Singh and Urban Development Minister M. Venkaiah Naidu.
But I did mention the question of debt waiver, and I left a letter with him. He's going to look into it. So that was all. It was very short, courtesy call.
मुख्यमंत्री बनने के बाद मैं उनसे मार्गदर्शन लेने के लिए यहाँ पर आया था और उन्होंने कहा कि भ्रष्टाचार पर कोई माफी नहीं होनी चाहिए, चाहे कोई भी हो। और उत्तराखंड को उन्होंने पूर्ण सहयोग का हमें अपना आशीर्वाद दिया है।
Meanwhile, veteran Congress leader S.M. Krishna has joined the BJP. He joined the party in the presence of BJP President Amit Shah in Delhi. After joining the party, Krishna said he is humbled and said that he is glad to join a party led by Prime Minister Modi, who is taking the country to great heights. The former union minister had quit the Congress after nearly 50 years in January after expressing unhappiness for being sidelined. While the BJP seeks his induction as a boost in the state of Karnataka, the Congress has accused Krishna of betrayal.
I see a great India emerging under the leadership of the present Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi and ably supported by the party President Shri Amit Shah. Between the two of you, you have taken the country to greater heights. India has reached a stage where other nations are jealous of the way India has emerged and re-emerged.
कृष्णा जी इतने लंबे समय तक कांग्रेस के वरिष्ठ नेता रहे और कांग्रेस के अंदर काम करते रहे, मगर अभी जो देश के अंदर परिवर्तन दिखाई पड़ता है विगत 3-4 सालों से, विशेषकर 2014 के बाद नरेंद्र मोदी जी के नेतृत्व में देश जिस तरह से आगे बढ़ रहा है और भारतीय जनता पार्टी की स्वीकृति भी देश में जिस तरह से आगे बढ़ रही है,
इस उम्र में वो कांग्रेस पार्टी छोड़ के बीजेपी को जाना ये ठीक निर्णय नहीं है। और दूसरी चीज, कांग्रेस पार्टी में उनको सब कुछ दिया।
Court will today hear the Babri Masjid demolition case in which senior BJP leaders L.K. Advani, Murli Manohar Joshi and Uma Bharti are accused. The bench headed by Justice P.C. Ghosh said the appropriate bench comprising him and Justice R.F. Nariman will be hearing the matter. The Supreme Court is hearing the appeals filed by the CBI and Haji Mehboob Ahmed against the dropping of conspiracy charges against Advani and the other leaders, which also included Rajasthan Governor Kalyan Singh, who was Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister at the time of the demolition. On March 6, the Apex Court had decided to examine the appeal against dropping of conspiracy charges against the accused. The top court had also come up with an option of ordering a joint trial of cases arising out of the 2 FIRs lodged in the wake of demolition of the disputed structure in 1992. Altogether, 13 persons, including Advani, Joshi and Bharti, were discharged of conspiracy charges in the case, the trial of which is being held at the special court in Raebareli. And with that, time for a very short break. More news and updates to follow. Stay with us.
From cowries to metal pieces, Indian currency has seen many changes. The earliest punch-marked coins came from Gandhar. The East India Company at the turn of the 19th century also minted its own coins. The Indo-Greek coins come from a colony left behind by Alexander. They depict the golden rule of the Guptas, with embossed human portraits and matrimonial alliances like Chandragupta Maurya's wedding with Seleucus I Nicator's daughter.
Welcome back, and now shifting our focus on the international front. Terror struck London on Wednesday afternoon. 5 people, including a police officer and the assailant himself, were killed in an attack outside the British Parliament. The attacker mowed down pedestrians in a vehicle on Westminster Bridge before fatally stabbing a police officer outside the Parliament. He was later shot and killed. London police are calling the attack a terrorist incident. Meanwhile, British Prime Minister Theresa May called the attack as sick and depraved and said it was no accident and the attacker chose Parliament.
Terror attack in the heart of London. 5 killed and 40 others injured in an attack outside UK Parliament on Wednesday. Those killed included a police officer and the assailant who was shot dead. The incident occurred at around 2:40 p.m. local time when the attacker drove his car over Westminster Bridge into the crowd. He ran over 3 pedestrians. Then he got out of his car and fatally stabbed a police officer, Keith Palmer, who was unarmed on Parliament premises. British police are looking at the attack as an act of Islamist-related terrorism.
Today in Westminster, we saw tragic events unfold, and our thoughts are with those who lost loved ones, those who are injured, and all those affected by this attack. One of those who died today was a police officer, PC Keith Palmer, a member of our Parliamentary and Diplomatic Protection Command.
The police shot dead the attacker, and they say they know the attacker's identity but are not releasing it. Just after the attack, Parliament was placed on lockdown for several hours and lawmakers were forced to remain in the House of Commons as officers rushed to the scene outside. The Prime Minister called a meeting of COBRA, the UK's Emergency Cabinet Committee.
The location of this attack was no accident. The terrorists chose to strike at the heart of our capital city, where people of all nationalities, religions and cultures come together to celebrate the values of liberty, democracy and freedom of speech. That is why it is a target for those who reject those values. But let me make it clear today, as I have had cause to do before, any attempt to defeat those values through violence and terror is doomed to failure.
Leaders of countries affected by recent terror attacks voiced solidarity with the UK after the deadly attack. US President Donald Trump spoke with May on the phone and offered all support. Australia increased security around its parliament.
Nous exprimons au nom de la France toute notre solidarité, tout notre soutien au peuple britannique et à la Première ministre Theresa May, qui elle-même était à la Chambre des communes quand ça s'est produit et a été amenée à quitter précipitamment les lieux.
We work very, very closely indeed with our allies, including the United Kingdom and the United States and many other partners around the world. But we must be clear-eyed about the risk. It is real, and that is why the terror threat level is set at probable.
India also strongly condemned the attack, Foreign Minister Sushma Swaraj assuring there were no Indian casualty reported. MEA spokesperson saying there is no room for terrorism in democracies and civilized societies. It was the most lethal terrorist attack in Britain since 2005, when 52 people and 4 attackers died in July bombings on London public transport system. The use of a vehicle as a weapon of terror also echoed the methods used in the past year by attackers in Nice and Berlin. In Paris, the lights of Eiffel Tower went out from midnight in a tribute to the victims. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
On to some more news. Chairman of the US House Intelligence Committee, Devin Nunes, on Wednesday said that members of the Donald Trump's transition team, including Trump himself, were under inadvertent surveillance following November's presidential elections. Nunes said that intelligence agencies had swept up incidental communications by Donald Trump's political campaign after the elections, raising concerns about spying on the newly elected president. He said all of the additional information he has seen was collected legally after the election campaign, but the names of the Trump officials involved had been unmasked and the communications widely disseminated within the spy agencies. Meanwhile, US President Donald Trump said that he felt somewhat vindicated by Devin Nunes' announcement. White House Press Secretary Sean Spicer, however, said that Devin's information was startling and has raised security concerns.
I recently confirmed that on numerous occasions the intelligence community incidentally collected information about U.S. citizens involved in the Trump transition. Details about U.S. persons associated with the incoming administration, details with little or no apparent foreign intelligence value, were widely disseminated in intelligence community reporting. Third, I have confirmed that additional names of Trump transition team members were unmasked. And fourth and finally, I want to be clear, none of this surveillance was related to Russia or the investigation of Russian activities or of the Trump team.
And on to some sports news now. Cheteshwar Pujara, Ravindra Jadeja and Murli Vijay were promoted to Grade A category in the new annual players contracts announced by the BCCI on Wednesday. Pujara and Vijay were in Grade B last year, while Jadeja was demoted to Grade C in 2015 and 16 after his poor run in the international cricket. The trio join Virat Kohli, MS Dhoni, R. Ashwin and Ajinkya Rahane in the top bracket. KL Rahul and Vridhiman Saha moved up to Grade B, while limited over specialist Jasprit Bumrah and Yuvraj Singh were awarded contracts after not featuring in the previous list. The Committee of Administrators also hiked the annual retainer amounts for all the categories. Grade A players will now be paid 2 crore rupees per annum. Grade B will be paid 1 crore rupees per annum, and Grade C players will get 50 lakh rupees per annum, which is double the amounts paid in the earlier years. And that's all we have for you in this edition of Breakfast News. See you again tomorrow, same time. Till then, keep watching Rajya Sabha TV.